Hi, and welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Monday, November 6th, and this is a live show we do every day at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Jimmy the Bag, things are going pretty well overall. I don't know if you keep track of your record, but I, of course, keep track of both of our records, and things are going pretty well overall.
Things are going pretty well overall. I did have a disappointing Friday.
Yes. We'll talk about that when we get into the NHL and the NBA segments of this show. But let's start things off. Let's just review last week. Overall, last week I was up 4.5 units on the week. Jim the Bag, you were up 11.5 units on the week. Jimmy the Bag. Let's break it down individually though. You were 0-2, MLB, that's fine, -2 units. 4-0 in NFL, +4 units. You had 3 winners, and then also we count the Monday one because you had a winner on the Monday game last week, right? So 4-0 in NFL, very, very nice. In NHL, 11-9, +5 units, a bunch of puck lines in there. But I believe you are now dead even because on Friday you had a negative, right now you're actually down 1/3 of a unit.
Yeah, I had a bad loss in the Devils Oilers doubled up loss.
Now, obviously last week you really picked it up. We'll see if you can. All you have to, if you have another, +5 unit week this week, no problemo. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what your picks were on Friday, but were they here? Actually, I do. I have them here.
Oilers,
oh, that's right, the Edmonton, New Jersey game.
Doubled up on the Oilers, New Jersey game.
That's
and really
right.
Took it, lost it badly.
And there was a commenter who actually it stuck in my brain. He said a lot of these too good to be true NHL dogs rarely win. I remember a guy made that comment.
That +150 was making me salivate, and it hurt.
Yeah, yes. I went on it too. I wanted to take New Jersey on the team total over instead, but I didn't. That's a lesson learned. I did have the over in that one. Then in NBA last week, you were 16-11, +4.5 units. Very, very nice there. Overall, you're absolutely dominating NBA. You're 35-25 overall, +9 units, +14% ROI. You did have a losing Friday, though.
I did have a losing Friday, and it's not quite dominating when Pistol Pete Loshak is over 20% ROI, and that, my friends, is domination.
Yes, indeed. So you're killing NBA, but I did feel like in the NBA show on Friday, you were just kind of a little bit free with the -6 here, -5 here. Yeah, this team -6, -5. I felt you were throwing them out a little bit willy-nilly.
A little willy-nilly?
A little bit, just a little bit.
Nothing I do is willy-nilly, Pete.
I felt like you were on point Monday through Thursday, and then Friday you were so, ebullient and happy, as well-deserved, that maybe you were a little bit careless.
Loosey-goosey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Just something to think in mind. I mean,
sure.
Look, the same shit happens to me. If I have, 4 huge winning days in a row, the 5th day I'm probably going to be a little bit willy-nilly with my, sure, if I pick it, if I give it out, it's going to win. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you. I mean, I had 2 winners that became even because I lost the over-unders in those games.
Yes.
But I hear what you're saying.
Yes, that's right. It's so we'll see. We'll see how this week goes. And then again, if the pattern is just like 4 focus days in a row that kick ass, and then one day where you're like, a little bit careless and loser, that's fine. That's a great pattern if you can maintain it every 5 days.
Well, I had slept in the office that night.
Yeah,
so
it's very tough. It's very tough. You got to be very diligent whenever you're assessing your edges here in sports betting. And then last week I went. I had a winner in MMA, GSP. That one cashed.
Speaking of MMA, nice. Did you notice my thug named Rose?
I know, unbelievable. Did not. I mean, I certainly didn't bet Joanna in any way, shape, or form. And in the video, in the preview, we mentioned that with Andreas L. It was just like anything can happen in these. We've seen it time and time again, especially in women's MMA title fights. But I
had $100 on.
Did you really?
Well, I had 75. Tim had 25 of it. So that cashed us $500 in 45 seconds.
Now, was that a bet because you thought it had value, or did you just love her so much that it was just a wreck bet?
It was a wreck bet. I've fallen in love with a thug named Rose, and and now I'm up $500 or $375 because Tim got the $125.
Listen, I mean, anytime you have an underdog of that big of a line in basically in any title fight, especially a women's MMA title fight, it seems like that's always a good bet.
Yeah, if I only make those kind of wreck bets on huge underdogs, I will be fine in the long run.
I mean, if there was one fight where I didn't think the underdog had value in women's MMA, it was that one. You know, I mean, the others when it was like Rousey against Holm and then Holm lost, and that one, I was pretty much on all the underdogs in that one. But in this one, I just thought that Joanna was just too much of a beast to get beaten, and she might be a good bet when she comes back, though.
She will likely be a good bet when she comes back. 14-0, 7 straight defenses. But man, those straw weights, they punch so fast. I mean, Rose's left-right 1-2 was about the fastest I've seen ever in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, kudos to her. I didn't see that coming. To anyone who did, congratulations. I also went 3-0 in NFL last week, plus 3 units. Of course, I nailed the Monday night. I'm going to have a pick on tonight's Monday night game as well, and the 2 picks that I gave on Sunday are now in top 20 in Jim the Bag. NHL, I was 10-12 minus 2.5 units. Not good. You know, that's okay though. I'm still positive overall in NHL, and I'm looking at a good week this week, hopefully. NBA 11-6 plus 4.5 units, and then in college football, I did go 11-11 on the week, minus 1.5 units. I had 2 winners in the during the week, and then in the big man show, I wound up going 11-11. But overall in the week, that brought me at 36, probably to 36-29 plus 4.5 units. Very nice. And Jim the Bag once again plus 11.5 units last week, despite his losing Friday. Despite his questionable Friday, 11.5 units on the week. Very, very, very well done, Jim the Bag. All right, enough record reviewing, enough self-congratulations. Let's move on to today's card. My computer's a little slow here, but I'm going to pick it up. And we have NHL, NBA, and, of course, the Monday Night Football game. What would you like to start with, Jimmy the Bag?
I say we start with the Monday Nighter.
Oh, shit. Sorry, fuck, come on.
No problem.
Come on, my computer problems here. The Monday Night Football game. All right, I will. You want to guess what what the pick I'm liking on that game is, or?
Yes, I would like to guess, and I hit it last time, but I'm nervous. Okay, I see. You never go with the public, so.
Sometimes I do.
Okay,
sometimes I do. Sure, I do.
Okay,
sure
you know what? I'm going to say that you're.
You don't know me. Sure, I do. Sure, I do. Go with the public sometimes.
I will say that your pick.
No, I'm kidding. You do know me.
I will say your pick, and I think I may get this wrong, but I will say your pick is the under.
No. My pick is in the over.
I knew.
My pick is on the over.
The public is on the under.
Is the public on the under? Really? How do you know that? How do you know? You don't know the public.
I do know the public well.
Really?
Yeah.
Where are you seeing the public on the under? Sports Insights?
I just saw that the amount of cash so far was above 50% for the under.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't understand at all. No, I'm going to be on the over. It's 43 or 42.5, and I did bet this one. It's 42.5 right now at Bookmaker Bet DSI. That is going to be my first pick of the show. Over 42.5. That 43 can be a key-ish line in NFL total. So I'm glad to be able to take 42.5 over 42.5 minus 110. Obviously, Hundley is the big question mark for Green Bay in this game, and Green Bay gets back the quarterback of their defense. His name is just slipping me right now. But so those are two factors that would seem to indicate give some pressure to the under, but. I think they are going to open things up a little bit more, at least a little bit on offense. They're off a bye, right? Hundley has some talent, in some preseason games he moved the ball. He can run a bit, presumably. I know if they don't want him to run that much because then he risks injury and then they're even more fucked. But my educated guess is that they're going to open things up a little bit offensively. And Detroit with Stafford, good enough offensively. The receivers, good enough. I'm going to take it over 42.5 minus 110. Jim, what do you think about that?
I'm concerned with it, but I mean, I understand your ideology, but I'm concerned with it. McCarthy off a bye is a great coach. He'll keep Hundley outside the pocket where he can do damage, play to his strengths. In both of his starts, he's had QB ratings of 39, 4 picks in 2 games.
Sure.
Jones will be running the ball with help of a decent O-line.
Right.
And the Lions are 25th in defense, but they are 5th in rushing yards allowed per carry, 7th in rushing yards allowed per game. They just held Le'Veon Bell to 76 yards on 25 carries with a long of 8 yards. I understand Haloti Ngata is out for the year. You can't trust the Lions in the red zone. They're 28th in the league there. So with all of that, into consideration, I will take the under.
Are you serious?
Yes.
As an official pick?
As an official pick.
Wow.
After a 4-0 week in the
Really?
NFL, I will take the under, and I'm going to take the Lions minus 2.5.
Oh, look at this, Jim. Jim with some hubris here. All right, well, we can give you a under 43 minus 107 is the best line at Pinnacle, so it's entirely possible that that I could win and you could push. Very, very possible. Under 43 minus 107 at Pinnacle. Really? Oh, really? So you were going to do this before the show. You planned on this.
I planned on the under before the show.
All right. So you think? Yeah. I mean, look. It's possible that Green Bay will just be running all day, all night, and not ask Hundley to do anything. In which case, obviously you're probably gonna see an under here. And it's great that Green Bay has is getting healthier on defense, and Detroit doesn't have much of a running game, so they can probably they might be able to challenge Detroit to beat them with the run. It won't be successful, and if that happens, then you're going to have Detroit running a lot unsuccessfully, and then you'll definitely have an under. So it's possible, of course, obviously. These NFL lines, and especially the totals, the full game, sides and totals are not free money by any stretch of the imagination. But at 42.5 or even at 43, I'm going to be on the over. Jim the Bag is going to be on the under. Line shopping is key, which is why I'm getting over 42 minus 110, and Jim's getting under 43 minus 107. Line shopping right now at SBRodds.com, right, Jim?
Yes, SBRodds.com. We have it up right now.
Is that just a go-to site for you whenever you're looking around at the market? And
it's the only site that I go to.
Of course. And how much do they charge you for that? It's free.
$0.
Unbelievable. SBR odds. Free for everyone to use. Not just SBR employees, everyone to use. All right, so Jim and I are going head-to-head as far as the total is concerned. And as far as the side is concerned, that's a very, very tough one. Again, the huge question mark here is how effective or not effective is Hundley going to be? And that is a real judgment call. I'm guessing that at times he's going to be effective, but in order to get a win here, he's going to have to be mostly effective. And I think he's very likely to be pretty inconsistent here.
Yeah, McCarthy's such a brilliant coach, and he'll figure out ways to get Hundley moving and Hundley outside of the pocket. But if Hundley throws the ball, Darius Slay and Glover Quinn will be licking their chops, ready to take care of business. So I feel like I just don't trust Hundley at all.
Did you say you're also making the lines as an official pick?
I am.
All right. Well, once again, line shopping here. You line shop. The big books are the books that we use, and the Greek, it's 2 market wide, but the Greek has 1.5. So we will give you Detroit minus 1.5, minus 110. That is the current line right now, line shopped using SBRodds.com. Minus 110, minus 1.5, minus 110 for Detroit is the best line we can give you on that one. So Jim, going on that one two ways. Let's look at some comments here to see who agrees with you and who agrees with me. Delta 75 said first comment I'm thinking is Hundley's like a Dak Prescott. Jim, why don't you review the comments as well to see if you can find anyone agreeing or disagreeing with either of us. Let's see.
Sure. One interesting note is my man Jansen coming in with the weather is 27 degrees tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be in the 40s. 27. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not very nice. That's not very nice to hear. Okay, let's see.
Okay, Exclusive 23 says, "What up, guys? Big fan here. Loving the under."
Exclusive 23, loving the under.
B. Simpson, I'm leaning under and Detroit too.
Shit.
My man B. Simpson.
Shit. Oh, fuck.
Jansen says, it'll be a running game. I like the under.
Fuck me. Jesus Cabrera says, Pete, I like over 42, not 42.5. All right, there's one guy who likes it, but that might not be a... Oh, Jesus Christ. Delta 75 says, Pete says go over in man. Oh, I guess he was predicting it. Maxwell Smart 420 saying, your picks are epic, Loshak. Thank you so much. I'm Maxwell Smart. Well, I'm officially feeling nervous about this one. Yeah, I didn't realize it was, I actually did check the weather, and I thought it was going to be in the 40s is what I saw. Jansen Bonzone saying that it's going to be a lower. All right.
Justin Searcy, under Capitals.
Fuck me.
Native Quinn says, Bag, you will go 2-0.
Fuck me.
Alberto Carmona Martinez says, under is the play.
Shit. Bobby the Mush.
Agree with the under, but not that hat.
God.
Okay, Bobby.
Andrew G. The chill will take the air out of the ball under.
Oh, Bo Knows is coming for you.
Oh my God. All right, well, hey, listen. What the fuck do I? Oh, listen. If I have to eat a unit loss here.
Alex Nogales is coming with over, baby.
I don't know. If I have to eat a loss here, I will eat I will eat a loss. I will quote right now, just to save face here a little bit. My NFL record in my official picks this year that I've given out in these shows: 12-8, not bad. Plus 3 units, plus 12.5% ROI. So if I have to go 12-9 on this one, I will. I'll accept it.
Barry Butters is coming in says Packers win 51-21. So.
Barry Butters.
Barry Butters.
This guy is Barry
Butters.
Is there any chance Barry Butters knows what he's talking about at all?
I like it.
Barry Butters.
I like it.
Maybe he puts all of his brain power into handicapping and none of his brain power into his public persona and his screen names, which is possible. So he was just
Butters.
like, yeah, I spent all my time handicapping. What should my name be? I don't know. Barry Butters. Good enough. That's fine. What do I care? I don't give a shit about my screen name. All I care about is handicapping. And if that's the case, then Barry Butters is. It's great that he's loving the over. Barry Butters predicts Packers 51-21. Yeah, I would be leaning Packers as well, but again, that's a real judgment call on Hundley. All right, well, fuck. The Native Queen says Green Bay will have trouble scoring. What is this? I can't read that shit.
Probably his real name.
Oh, okay. I couldn't read that shit at all. Native Queen says Green Bay will have trouble scoring. Okay, well that's not good. Maybe we'll need Detroit to put up 40. Who knows? All right. Well, motherfucker. All right. That's it. Let's move on. It's been decided. Jim is on the under. I'm on the over. The comments seem to be strongly agreeing with Jim, and for good reason. Yes, there's probably going to be a lot of running here. The weather is not a good sign. I was under the impression it was not going to be quite that cold, but yeah, motherfucker. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I'm on the under, and I'm on the over, and Jim is on the under. Shall we move on, Jim?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Let's move on to let's see. Well, let's get the NBA out of the way. How about that? We got 3 games going in the NBA tonight, and let's read our NBA records just because they're so good. My record in NBA, you won't believe this one, Jim. 25-12, plus 12 units, plus 30% ROI right
30%.
now. Yeah, that's only 37 picks. Your record in NBA, excellent as well. Although after Friday, a little bit less excellent. Again, 35-25, plus 9 units. And plus 14% ROI, and that is excellent. All right, so we got 3 games going tonight in the NBA. 3 interesting games. Obviously, Boston absolutely rolling, right? 8 straight up wins and covers, and they've been pretty comfortable in general with those covers, playing great defense. And Atlanta, of course, absolutely essing the bed, except for the last game where they went in and beat Cleveland, who's essing the bed almost even more. There's more excrement on the Cleveland Cavaliers bed than there is on Atlanta's bed, right?
One bed does have more excrement.
I mean, it's just so good for Atlanta. Now they're on a back-to-back. They come home, and now they got to face Boston. Feels like, unless Boston maybe is getting complacent, which it doesn't feel like that's the kind of team that they are, at least yet, feels like Boston should be the play here. I'll admit I did bet it at -8, and maybe the first half at -4.5 is an even better bet. What do you think, Jim?
I'm definitely taking the Celtics this evening. Yeah. As Pete said, both teams played yesterday, but the Celtics used all 13 of their players, and no one played over 29 minutes.
Right.
The Hawks have 5 players. They're missing Delaney, Bembry, Ilyasova, Muscala, and Plumlee. They have an 8-player rotation. They're getting huge contributions from unexpected players. Nevada's Luke Babbitt played 42 minutes, put up 17. I mean, these guys are expending a ton of energy to win on the road versus the Cavs, and I think they're going to be in big trouble tonight against the Celtics, who've allowed 94 points or fewer in every one of their 8-game winning streaks.
Yeah.
Fourth in rebounds at 48 a game. They're playing very well.
Yeah, I mean, my only it just seems a little bit too easy, a little bit too obvious, but maybe not. I'm just always concerned that that a team like Boston, when they start really similar to how you were on Friday, right? You dominated 4 days in a row, and then you just got a little bit unfocused.
Are you getting joy? Are you getting joy out of my tough Friday?
No, I'm just saying it's actually it's something I have to remind myself of as well. And we saw it happen. We'll get into the NHL in a second, but it's definitely happening with Toronto, right? We saw it happen with Golden State, right? That's elite company right there.
Well, it's nice to be the conversation with Toronto and Golden State.
You know, Golden State, Toronto, and Boston, that's elite company. The Golden State, Toronto, Boston, and Jimmy the Bag. If you're in that company, that's pretty elite company. But the one pitfall of being an elite performer is that you have to be careful of being complacent, right?
Yeah.
Complacency. And I'm just concerned that that might happen with Boston here.
I don't think it will.
Right.
I think they're still trying to prove so much with Hayward out of the lineup. They have. I was going over the roster this morning, and there's not a lot there.
I know.
They are doing a ton with a little, and Kyrie likes that.
Yeah.
He enjoys that, and he's got these two kids, these two studs to bring up with him in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I think he's just loving this situation. I think he is happy when he gets to the dressing room, and I just think they're going to keep rolling. And the Hawks have really impressed, they've really impressed, but this is a very difficult situation. I don't think they'll be able to take care of.
I did. All right. I did bet it at -8. It's now 8.5 market wide, and I will definitely at least give the first half -4.5, -102 as an official pick. That's a line at Pinnacle right now. -4.5, -102. And how do you want to do this one, Jim?
I'm going to take the full game, -8.5.
-8.5, -101 at Pinnacle right now. I'm just thinking it's possible that the depth will benefit Boston in the second half, right? More than in the first half. I just feel like Atlanta's going to come out lethargic.
Native Queen asks, what do we think about the under?
That's a tough one. I mean, again, it's Boston has been absolutely clamping down on defense here. Now on the back-to-back, I'm thinking, if they do get a little bit but let me put it this way. If Boston does come in here a little bit complacent, I think the game goes over because they relax on defense a little bit.
I agree. I think that would be the fear, is that they would not. If there is any complacency, it would show up on the defensive end, not the offensive end.
So Boston on the team total over at 107, +108 at Pinnacle right now. It's probably 106.5 at other places. Also very tempting. But and then if they do clamp down on defense, the Atlanta team total under. Atlanta's been a dead over team recently though. So all right. So Jim's on the 8.5 full game. I'm on the first half -4.5, 102. And should I double up on this one? I don't know. It's
always dangerous on the second when both teams are on the second half. There's more volatility.
Yeah. All right. I'll just stick with the first half. If they lose the first half and cover the full game, that's another example of me trying to get cute and getting bit. But Jim will have a winner of that, so that will be nice. Let's move on. All right. Brooklyn and Phoenix, of course, they played recently, right? Phoenix actually won comfortably and kind of dominated them, right? They out-rebounded them. Brooklyn's leading rebounder, that guy Booker, was out last game. I didn't check to see if he's his status for this game, but do we know if he's going to be in or not? Trevor Booker?
Booker will not, I believe. Yeah, Trevor Booker and Jarrett Allen are out, but Quincy AC will be back in the lineup, and he should help because he was hitting 53% from three.
Yeah, so it's you have to think that Brooklyn, wants to get it. I mean, they've been off since their road loss to the Lakers, and Phoenix is on a back-to-back, so it feels like it sets up for a nice, bounce back or a revenge spot for Brooklyn, and also maybe a shot with the under because Brooklyn knows they've been getting absolutely torched, and so maybe for this game, with trying to get a win here against a team that beat them a few days ago, they clamped down. So I did, on my personal account, I bet the under. I think I got 235, maybe it was 235.5, and I did bet Brooklyn at +1. It's now up to 1.5 market wide. Jim, are you going to make a play on this one?
I think you're absolutely on the right track, but I got burnt last time these two teams played. I had the Nets; they were up 8, and then Suns went on that 24-8 run. So I'm hoping there's a little revenge in mind.
Yeah.
And but these teams are just awful defensively. Brooklyn's allowing 119.3 points per game and 30th. Suns are right behind them at 116.5 points per game. So the big difference in this game is the rest.
Yes.
Right? That's when you mentioned that.
And the revenge.
I don't know how much. I hope there's revenge.
There's got to be. If you get beat by a team, like this was 3 weeks ago, it wouldn't matter, but it was just a few games ago,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. My man Nate the Great says Nets +1.5 will be coming out playing defense. Nate Dog 420 says Brooklyn +2 over 235, so he's completely with you.
No, I like the under. I was leaning under. I bet the under. I think I got 235.5. It's now down to 234 or 234.5. So I was leaning Nets and the Nets under, and maybe the Nets on the first half is a little better because I don't like the rebounding issues that they had in the last game. I mean, that's something that is rest tends to that might not be something that the rest will help them with here.
I'm concerned with this game and won't be putting in an official pick. I felt burnt and I felt unclear with the way how good the Suns are. I'm going to watch this game, but I'm unclear. I need to see them play more. I don't feel like I got a good read on either team right now, and I'm fearful.
All right, I'm going to take shots here. I'm going to take Brooklyn on the first half plus a half. First half plus a half, minus 110. That's the line right now at Bookmaker. I did bet the under on this one, which is very risky, obviously. But I think that Brooklyn's, if there's any game that Brooklyn's going to try to play a little bit more defense, it's going to be this one. I did bet the under at 235.5, so I will take the under full game. 234.5 is the best line right now, and minus 110. A bunch of places have that one, minus 110. So I'm taking Brooklyn first half plus a half, minus 110. And the under 234.5 minus 110. I've been deciding that I've been trying to make a decision, trying to force myself to give more of my leans as official picks because my leans have been doing so well as additionally. So I those are both picks that would be leans if I didn't give them. So I'm going to make both those picks here. Obviously, you can make a strong case on the opposite side of both those plays, and they might both lose. But those are my picks. I did bet them, and I'll take them, Jim.
Yeah, I get it. Some people are with you. LT says under is a very good play. Earl Jackson says Nets over. B. Adaball says Nets over.
Look, I can certainly understand why. I mean, and it's one of these things where I could easily see like the Nets clamping down on defense for the first 6 minutes, and then the other 42 minutes just become what these teams like to do. So I see that all the time in the NBA. But I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Malevolent Elephant. Yes, take the under. Malevolent Elephant. That's a good name. That's a good. And a new commenter. Never seen this guy before.
Yeah.
Thanks to all the new commenters. Thank you very much to all the new commenters. Clapping for you guys. Really, really appreciate it. Allison says, Jimmy, first time betting horses. That shit was fun Friday. Wow, Allison, Jim, very nice. Earl Jackson says no defense on either teams. Yes. I know, but the thing is, even with no defense, if you look at at Phoenix's games, they still haven't been. Most of them haven't been shooting over the mid 230s. They've been just getting over there. So all it would take is just a little bit of a change in pace and execution for the game to stay under. So I agree. I understand Earl Jackson. Historically, I've actually that's been one of my worst habits in the NBA is trying to get cute with high scoring teams with high totals and taking unders. And so I'm very aware of not doing that right now, but I am going to do it in this case, and I'm going to try. All right, Andrew G says Suns have more talented roster and home. Give me them. Yeah, I'm concerned about the Suns taking this one late, actually, coming out here a little bit slow, and then the rebounding takes over. So I'm taking the Nets just on the first half. LT says under is a very good play. All right, I hope this guy LT knows what he's talking about. Vishnu Ace says Nets first half +5, plus a half. I don't know if he's just writing down what my pick was or if he says he likes that one. But another brand new commenter, Vishnu Ace. Wow, a lot of great new commenters. What was that guy? Benny Butters? Benny Butters, Vishnu Ace, and Earl Jackson. And who the hell are all these? This is awesome. Yeah, Adam Morin. Oh, thanks so much to all these awesome commenters, brand new commenters, and some of them with awesome names. Irrelevant Elephant. Oh, no, Malevolent Elephant. All right, let's see. Melvin Morrell asking for low-hanging fruit. We'll get to that one. Let's see. Sean Williams likes Nets first quarter. Yeah, Sean Williams, you might be right there. The first quarter is probably an even better bet than the first half, and the first quarter plays are not out yet, but maybe I'll throw that one on there as well. Jesus Cabrera says, Pete, I like the under 234.5. Yeah, look, yes, all right. Okay, a lot of Salmon A Clinic. Pete, I've gotten so burned on under this year in general. Yeah, all right, Justin Sergi saying, why are we spending so much time on this Suns Nets? LOL. All right, let's move on. Interesting game, Miami and Golden State. Of course, Golden State. We knew that they were going to see. This is what I keep telling you, Jim. When you're executing at elite level, your biggest enemy can be yourself. And obviously that was the case for Golden State for a while. Now, though, 3 straight blowout ATS wins, and now they're back home. Miami on a back-to-back, obviously getting Whiteside back is great, but does Golden State's dominance continue, or does lethargy set in? What do you think, Jim? I
think that the Warriors are going to dominate this game. Okay, well, first, Dion Waiters has left for the birth of his daughter. Unlikely to be available. It's not 100% clear. If Waiters is not there, the Heat can't get into a shootout.
Right.
So, I mean, Olnick, some of these guys can shoot, but Waiters is the key to any kind of offensive battle. And the Heat looked good yesterday when they beat the Clippers. They were up 24, and of course the Clippers came back late, which was expected. The Warriors can't be too complacent at home because they're 2-2.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. The Warriors, went on the road, started to dominate. Now they're coming back home where they know they were struggling. And so does that dominance carry over? My sense is that it probably does. I want to take Golden State -9. That's definitely a lean, but I don't know if I want to give it officially.
Yeah, I mean, the Clippers won by 20. They beat the Clippers by 28, then they beat the Spurs by 20, then they beat the Nuggets by 9. But the spread is 16, isn't it?
16 and a half. Oh, let me see.
It's down to 15 and a half.
The full game is minus 15 and a half or 16 at some places. And in general, I like to take first halves with Golden State instead of the full games. So, the first half -9 is definitely the way that I would be leaning here. And you know what? I will give it. First half -9, -106. It's a little high. It's a little up there. Whiteside obviously is awesome, but my sense is that that Golden State does come back here and tries to establish some kind of home dominance that they just were able to establish on the road.
I think that's a good side to be on. I am going to make an official pick on the under.
I was thinking about that as well. It's now 226 market wide. Tell us why you like the under here, Jim.
Well, one of the keys is that Waiters isn't going to be there, and I just feel like the only way to make this work, this game, is to slow the pace down and not get into a shootout. Give the ball to Whiteside and let him hang on to it for a while and then pass it out and then go right back to Whiteside and keep letting Whiteside just slowly work his way into the basket so that you can slow down the pace. I would if I was coaching, if I was Spoelstra in this game, that's what I would do. I would keep going in and out, in and out, in and out, and I would take 22 seconds of every shot clock opportunity, and that's how I would coach it. And so if Spoelstra does that, which I can't see him going any other way, then it should go under.
Yeah. It's 226 -110. I was thinking that way as well. I was thinking that the under might be a decent play. Actually, I think I bet it at 227. I got a good number on that one. Right now, it's 226 -110 is the best line. BetOnlineSportsBetting.ag has -115, so there do appear to be some leans to the under. Pinnacle also has -110, so that counts as a lean to the under for Pinnacle. Under 226 -110. Is that an official pick for you, Jim?
It is an official pick, and my man Jansen says easier said than done, Jimmy. You're right, absolutely. I get it.
Yes.
Rise Hacks C says Gold State for the win and the under. And then Vishnu Ace likes Miami Heat first quarter at +5.5. Delta 7575 says I got Miami +9 first half and first half money line. B Simpson says I wouldn't take Golden State -9 first half. And one of the things that I've noticed with Golden State is that, and now this can change. So Native Queen has Golden State first half. B Adabal says never take Golden State under. Nate the Great says Golden State will win but not cover.
Wow. All crazy, wacky opinions all over the place in chat, Jim.
Malevolent Elephant, take under 226.
Malevolent Elephant.
Another song?
Irrelevant elements. Yes, periodic table of elements. Ooh. Here we go. Let's do this.
Oh, shit. Let's grab Pico out here, man. We're going to bust some ill lyrics.
I think whatever Malevolent Elephant says on this one, 3 of the last 4 times they played it went under 226. Yeah. All right. A lot of uncertainty here, which is understandable, right? You can make a great case for, Golden State was only a few short days ago that Golden State was a clear auto fade, playing sloppy, not playing defense, and way overvalued. So, listen, I'm going to take it. I hope I don't come back and get burned, but my read in the NBA overall this year has been pretty good, and I'm going to try to give my lean. So I'm taking the first half -9, -106. Are you taking the under, Jim?
I am taking the under, -110,
all right.
226.
And I also decided I am going to throw on the Nets first quarter Pinnacle opener. I like the Nets early, and I think if they lose the first quarter, they probably will come back and win the half. They might win both the half and the quarter. So I'm taking that one 3 ways. Again, I'm tripling up, but that's okay. I'm trying to give more of my leans here as official picks. So that's it for NBA. But Jim, you have Boston -8.5, -101, and the Miami Golden State under 226 -110. I'm on Boston first half -4.5, -102. The Nets first quarter, I'll take the Pinnacle opener on that one. The first half plus a half -110, and the under 234.5 -110. And I'm also on Golden State first half -9, -106. And it's 3 tricky games. You can make a strong case, opposing all of the picks that we've given, Jim. But that's the way most of the NBA goes. There are some, days in the NBA where there's pretty clear low-hanging fruit, and I think we've identified some in the weeks leading up till now. But not today. Today, 3 tough, interesting games. I'm okay with all the picks that I am giving out here, and hopefully I won't get too burned. If I do wind up getting burned, hopefully it'll be only just a little bit, right?
Jesus is asking what the Golden State solo over is.
The Golden State team total is let me see, 120.5 minus 107. Yeah, that could go either way. I would not want to touch that one either which way. Could easily see Golden State winning this one like 116 to 92 or something like that.
That's another thing. If the Warriors blow them out, then the under is the spot for sure.
All right, so Jim, interesting call on Miami Golden State under. Let's just give the comments one quick, because I love all these commenters, people who are watching, commenting. Let's give it one more quick once over, and then move on to NHL. All right, Jim?
Yep.
All right, why don't we both look at it and just shout out any comments that
Jansen Bonzen, Golden State will score between 125 and 130.
Okay, well that's bodes well for my first half play. Does not bode well for your under. Philip Agee says, I'm telling you, Whiteside's legs won't be there. Golden State spreads the floor. Excellent comment from Philip Agee. Whiteside was actually talking about how he was still getting into that's absolutely true. Even it's very tempting when a team gets a big star dominant player like that to just jump on him, bam, right? But it takes to play at if this guy just going into a street pickup game, yeah, he's going to dominate even if he's just been sitting on his couch for the past 6 months. But to play at an elite NBA level, you really do have to get into peak conditioning, and that does not, even if you're friggin' Whiteside, that does not come immediately in the first game back.
Absolutely. And Angel Romero has a great point saying Miami ran out of gas yesterday, so Golden State should take the first quarter easily.
Yeah, excellent point by Philip Age there about Whiteside and his legs in general. Yes.
Now, I expected Whiteside's legs to be really tired in Denver. I made a big point of it, and they weren't. So, but now this a back-to-back is a totally different animal.
Yeah.
But he impressed me with his ability to handle the adversity of being off for six.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's obviously a huge plus for Miami long term, and even in the very, very medium term to get Whiteside back. But in this spot against Golden State, all things considered, I'm willing to take a shot with Golden State on the first half, and if I lose it, I will eat the unit. Okay, I will eat the unit. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, let's move on to NHL. All right, Jim.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, once again, let's review our NHL records. I've actually stumbled a little bit over the past few days as well. I was up around 8-9 units. Now my record in the NHL overall, 37 and 33, plus 5 units, plus 6.7% ROI, which is fine. But can't keep heading down. Got to pick it up. Got to maintain. Got to head back up. A few more negative days, and I will be down negative. Jim, you are 43 and 45, minus 0.3 units, minus 0.4% ROI. So easily get back into the black from that one. But got to focus.
Yep.
So do I. We both got to focus here, Jim. All right, let's focus right now. NHL, what do we got? 6 games, some interesting stuff. I'll tell you what I bet on the overnight. Okay, Jim? First thing I bet was I did bet the over in the Vegas-Toronto game. And once again, I got a great line at Pinnacle, which I've now done twice in a row and lost badly each time. I got 6 minus 118 on that one. And it is now, there are no 6s anywhere. It's 6.5. So, once again, I bet that one. I got 6 minus 118. Just got a great line. Last 2 times that happened, I lost each of them badly. Didn't matter what the hell line I got. They were just bad picks, and I lost them. What do you think about that game? Toronto is lethargic right now. They haven't been winning.
They are. I think that's a great move, and I will be making the same. Unfortunately, I didn't do it overnight, so yes. I will be getting 6.5. 4th-stringer Maxime Lagace won his first game of the year versus Sens. He is now 1-3 with a 4.43 goals against average and an .856 save percentage. Let me be the first to go.
You think that's not going to change? That's not going to change.
That is not going to change. He looked bad. He just looked bad. Now we're also dealing with Frederik Andersen, who's looking bad. 7-6, 3.48 goals against average, .895 save percentage. That is bad in the NHL. So what Maxime is doing is god awful. So Frederik Andersen did this last year. So I expect him to do the same this year and turn it around at some point. It was 20 games into the year last year, and he was getting called out by members of the media, by fans alike. So now the Leafs need a win. They're 8-7 and need a win. They need it badly. There's going to be goals, and Babcock will not let them get outworked by the Golden Knights, because the Golden Knights have been outworking everybody. I like the Leafs. I like the over, and I like the Leafs -1.5.
Yeah.
I'm making them both official picks.
I was thinking that as well. I was thinking that I wanted to take Toronto, and then I just see the line, and I'm just like, man, should I? It's such a huge bounce back spot for Toronto here, and Vegas is so vulnerable considering how well they started this season and then how they've been playing recently, coming off a win. It just has Toronto written all over it. And I'll go on it with you. I'll go on both of those with you. We're taking some shitty lines here, not shitty lines, but tough lines. All right, so you're going to take the over 6.5. 6.5 plus 104, plus 104, no, plus 105, you wager, plus 105, uwager.eu with the best line on the over right now. Pinnacle has 104. So you're going to take over 6.5 plus 104, and you're going to take Toronto on the puck line. Best line would be plus 137 at Pinnacle right now. Toronto puck line plus 137. All right, so to start, I will definitely take Toronto. I'll take a -1 though, and the money line part of that is going to be -213, -213 at betonlinesportsbetting.ag, and the puck line part of that will be plus 137 at Pinnacle. So that's a modest favorite line there for Toronto -1, and then the total at 6.5. It's just, yeah, I mean, Vegas is going to probably have to put in a couple on their own to get that one over, right? I mean, it's not going to be 6-1. I mean, it might be, but it's more likely going to be 5-2, right?
It is, and there's two of our cappers, Jansen and my man Max. They both have 5-3 Leafs as their call for the final score.
Yes. So you really do like the over here, Jim, huh?
I do. I think there's going to be goals scored. The Leafs are going to be called out. Babcock's calling. They got a full day off on Sunday, no practice, nothing. They're going to come into the dressing room today, and they're going to be ready to put some pucks in the net.
Yes. All right. I'm definitely on Toronto -1. I have to decide whether I want to go on the. I can't do it officially right now. Again, though, I bet it immediately at 6 at -118 when I saw it, and if it was there right now, it'd be a no-brainer play. But at 6.5, I have to just think about it. Jim's going to take the over though, 6.5 plus 105, and the Toronto puck line plus 137. All right, Jim. Let me tell you about another bet that I made on the overnight line. That wouldn't be a bad song right there, title for a song. Let me tell you about another bet that I made on the overnight line. That has a little ring to it. Minnesota and Boston, I did bet the under on this one. Both these teams are, slumping a little bit. The goalies haven't been as good as you would maybe like them to have been, and maybe I'm being a little bit swayed by their names, right? Because Tuukka Rask, obviously, that's the name, right? But I did take a shot with the under. I took it at 5.5. It's right there where I took it. It's like -118 right now. Both teams, not that great, kind of sluggish offensively. I feel like the side's a coin flip, but the under's a good bet. Would you disagree with that, Jim?
I don't disagree with that, but it is a lean for me and nothing more at this point. I think this Minnesota Wild team is going to be very good this year. I think they will end up top 5 in the Western Conference, maybe top 6 at the worst. I think they're going to be a very good hockey team. They've dealt with these injuries extremely well.
Yes.
And for another team that's dealt with injuries well is the Bruins. Now they have Krejci, Spooner, and Backes out. They're missing their 3 of their best 4 centers. I simply do not see how they can possibly overcome this. They've put Pasternak, Bergeron, and Marchand all on one line together, so they are trying to get offense. If they were separating these players, I would think, under without a doubt. But noticing that they're putting all their big horses on one line is a message to me saying we are going to try to score goals, and we're going to keep them out there on every offensive zone face-off and things like that. Now, Rask has looked bad.
Yes.
2-4-2, 2.7 no goals against average, 905 save percentage. Those numbers are actually getting better. Dubnyk is also getting better. He's now got a 913 save percentage. So both these goalies are actually improving a little bit. I'm taking the Wild as an official pick.
Oh, really?
I am. I simply do not see how the Bruins can handle this without 3 centers.
Okay.
And Krejci's not close to coming back, and Backes is out now for 8 weeks. Spooner's out on the IR. Now they've done a great job handling it so far, but at what point, when are they going to buckle under the pressure of handling this without any depth on their roster at forward? And it's going to be soon. And when they do go on a losing streak, I want to be the one making money off of it. So I predict the Wild win tonight. I'm getting a nice road dog.
Yeah. Very nice analysis there, Jim. The line is plus 110 at almost every place. Very consistent lines for book to book here, which makes some sense because on paper it looks evenly matched. But Jim thinks big edge with Minnesota at plus 110.
I do. I'd like it to be plus 118 or 120, but I realize the situation is that Bruins roster is decimated.
Right.
So I'm fine with the plus 110 line. I'm lucky it's not a pick 'em.
Right. Next game, can we move on?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll hold off on the under for now. I'll think about it. Again, I'll think about it and maybe make a final decision at the end of the show. Another bet that I did make, tell me what you think of this one. I also bet the under in Detroit, Vancouver. Now, obviously, Vancouver is a team that, has problems scoring just in general. And they at times they can put up a 3 or 4 spot, but mostly they're having some trouble scoring. And Detroit's on a back-to-back, and I took a shot with the under 5.5. What do you think about that, Jim?
I think it's a great play, and the line opened at 5, and so at that point, I'm up bright and early. I was very excited to see a couple books showing 5.5, and then now they're all showing 5.5.
Yeah.
I think that's the play. I'm gonna do the same thing. Now, Brock Boeser may be the star the Canucks have been looking for. 4 points, including a hat trick in their 4-2 win over the Penguins. But the only way the Canucks can score 4 goals is if someone has an extraordinary game.
Yeah.
They're going to be a defensive team all year. The Red Wings are coming off a big 4-0 win in Edmonton, and they had Peter Mrazek in goal. I think they'll go with him again, and I believe he will end up as the number 1 in Detroit. I always think Howard starts off years well and kind of wears down. The 6'5", 2013 first-rounder Anthony Mantha continues to look very good. Nyquist got hurt in the Oiler game.
Right.
That's going to hurt Detroit's offense.
So why do you think this total is shooting up? It's actually now at Pinnacle, the line that I'm seeing. I mean, at Heritage. Sorry, I'll check to make sure this is not a mistake here at SBR odds. But I'm seeing under 5.5 minus 105. The over at minus 115. So
I think. Well, first off, when the line was at 5, I think if we see lines at 5 at all this year, we go over every time.
Right.
And I think that the market is noticing that there's more goals being scored this year. So as soon as the line came out at 5, people hammered it.
Right.
And we will do the same when we have those opportunities at 5. So when it hit 5.5, I think they're 2 rested hockey teams, and I can understand that there's just more goals in the NHL this year. If you took the over on every 5.5 right now, you'd be making money. Sure.
Yes. All right. So, are we going to make this an official pick? It is. I am seeing 5.5 minus 105. That's the full juice line at Heritage, and I will take that one. Detroit, Vancouver, under 5.5. minus 105, which is the current line at Heritage. I'll check to make sure that's not a mistake, but if it's not, that's the line we will take. Are you going to make that official? You want that too? You sure? Okay, all right. Okay, Detroit, Vancouver, under 5.5. And then another under that I took, tell me what you think about this one, was the Arizona-Washington under. Obviously, Antti Raanta is back for Arizona in goal and coming off of a good game. Arizona has been pretty much a dead over team in general this year, but now with Raanta back, I'm thinking maybe in this spot that might change a little bit. The last game was very low scoring against Carolina. What do you think of the under 6 in this one?
I think that's a good place to be as well. Now, my concern is just the Coyotes have been, as you said, they've been a dead over team, so that's a little concern. Antti Raanta will help this team a lot, making his second start since returning from injuries. Looked very good. And the team has been so interesting this year. Max Domi only has 1 goal. I mean, he has 9 assists, but I expected more out of him. And then Clayton Keller has 10 goals in 15 games. I've been blown away here. But the key to your under is the Caps offense is just not looking good. They're 22nd in the league. Who would have thought that? Their vaunted power plays dropped to 16th in the league, and they're getting all this offense from this Lars Eller, Tom Wilson, Chandler Stevenson line that's given them 12 points over the last 4 games. Eller has seven points in his last 4 games. And I'm shocked that you'd think if you were finally getting the secondary scoring, then the other players would step up. So I think the under 6 is a really good spot, and my concern is the Coyotes defensively, and that's why I'm not going to take it.
Okay.
But I think you're on the right side, and that would be my lean.
All right, I will add that one on there. Arizona, Washington, under 6, minus 111. So let's review our hockey picks and then see if there's any others you want to add on there, Jim. So far, you are on Toronto, over 6.5 plus 105, the Toronto puck line plus 137, Minnesota plus 110, and Denver, Vancouver, under 5.5, minus 105, which is a line that I'm seeing right now at Heritage. And then I'm on the Denver, Vancouver under as well. Toronto, minus 1, and Arizona, Washington, under 6, minus 111. Is there anything else you want to add, Jim?
Yes, I'm going to add the over in the Winnipeg Jets Dallas Stars game. Now, I know the Stars have not only the best power play league, but the 3rd best penalty killing, and that's a a cause for a little fear when you're taking an over, but it seems like both these teams' power plays are coming together at elite levels. The Jets are 7th at 22.3, but the Stars are 1st at 32.5%. The Jets just beat Dallas 5-2 at the MTS Center last Thursday, so the Stars are going to have that fresh in their memory. The Stars are now 5-1-0 at home. The only loss being that game against Las Vegas that I had, remember, at the beginning, and I've not made that.
Yes.
Ever since that loss at -230, I've not taken a favorite over -150 except for on the puck line. But they've won 5 straight. They're playing good hockey, and Ben Bishop has picked up his play, but he's not playing great. I just think there's going to be offense, power plays, goals. I think it's going to be an exciting game, and I'm going to take the over 6.
All right, over 6. I'm seeing best line plus 104 at BetOnline sportsbetting.ag. Sports betting BetOnline has a very good totals odds in general for hockey. Winnipeg, Dallas, over 6 plus 104. I took the under last time they played, and I got burned on that one. Although in retrospect, they just exploded in the first period, and it only wound up going to 7, but still it was a loss. And I got burned. All right, is there anything else you want to add here, Jim?
No, that's everything. The Jackets-Rangers game is an interesting one. Rangers have now won 3 straight, killed off 7 penalties in a row, which is shocking for them. Now, I was very surprised that they swept Florida on the road. And I had the Tampa puck line against them when the Rangers won 2-1 in overtime. They have now outshot 3 straight opponents. Lundqvist is playing better. Shattenkirk has 4 points over his last 3 games. The Jackets are 4-1-1 over their last 6, but they're just not as good defensively as they were last year. And they've allowed over 30 shots in 7 straight games. They're a different team than they were last year, and I don't feel comfortable with my read on them, and so I'm going to leave this game alone.
Okay, and before we review all the picks, just help me think about this the Minnesota Boston under 5.5 minus 118. What do you think? Do you like it, or it could easily be an empty netter that goes to 6? I mean, the goalies are good, but they still a little bit questionable. Not that high of a total. What do you think, Jim?
My lean is with you on the under. My worry is that they're going to play Pasternak, Bergeron, and Marchand on every offensive zone faceoff.
Yeah.
And so these guys who aren't top-level centers are going to be playing all the defensive line.
Right.
And that's the reason why I'm jumping all over the Wild, is because all of the crucial defensive line faceoffs, I don't think Boston's going to want Bergeron out there. I think they're going to want to save him only for offense. And because of that dichotomy, I think there's going to be some goals scored in this game.
All right, I'm gonna stay off it, and I was actually planning on staying off it in the middle of your spiel there, Jim, and I definitely am going to stay off it. All right, why don't you look over the comments, see if there's anything you want to address before we wrap the show up, and I will summarize all of the picks that we have given so far in this show, Jim. All right, so you want to review the
Sounds
comments?
Great,
all right.
I got them.
Jim the Bag in NFL on the under 43 minus 107 and Detroit minus 1.5. In NBA, Jim's on Boston minus 8.5 and Miami Golden State under 226. In NHL, Jim's on Toronto over 6.5 plus 105 and the Toronto puck line. Jim's on Minnesota plus 110, Detroit Vancouver under 5.5 minus 105, and Winnipeg Dallas over 6 plus 104. My picks for today: I'm going directly against Jim. I'm taking the over 42.5 minus 110 in the NFL game tonight. In NBA, I'm on Boston first half minus 4.5. I'm on the Nets first quarter pinnacle opener and the first half plus a half minus 110, and the under 234.5 minus 110 in the Nets game. And I am also on Golden State first half minus 9, minus 106. And in hockey, I'm on Detroit, Vancouver under 5.5 minus 105 with Jim, Toronto minus 1, and Arizona, Washington under 6 minus 111. All right, Jim, before we wrap this up, are there any comments that
there's some fun ones for sure.
Some fun ones? I love these comments, man.
Skooma Steve says, every time I go to the Garden, they lose, and I'll be there tonight. So they will probably lose. That looks good for my Minnesota Wild. Skooma Steve, I don't know if you're on Twitter, but if you are, please give us updates as how the game is going in front of your eyes. And Skooma Steve says Rangers play like ass at home. Delta 7575 thinks that the Coyotes Caps under 6 looks best to me in the whole card. So that's a nice backing up of where you were going. Delta 75 also says Stars not losing at home, but it is a tricky game. We have Ronald Thorne, a new watcher listener from Bermuda.
Oh.
Love your show, guys,
nice.
and making money priceless. Thanks.
Oh, thank you so much, Ronald Thorne, Bermuda. God, I would love. Can you imagine just being a citizen of Bermuda, just living there? Yes, Ronald Thorne from Bermuda. Let's go hang out in Bermuda one of these days. Powell Triplewitz says, great show. Wow, awesome. A lot of great viewers, a lot of great comments, a lot of great poster names. And some interesting comments. Epic Movie Scene says, Loshak cut the stash. I might do that very soon.
No, don't.
No, don't. Yeah, okay, I won't.
We're winning. We are winning.
Yes, we'll see. All right, then let's see other comments here. Big Easy VZ says, best play of the day, Green Bay Detroit under. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
Oh my God. We shall see.
Oh, no.
We shall see. All right. And I guess we got to wrap it up. I would love to address all of these comments, and maybe we should have like a wrap-up show at some point and just only address the comments. That would be awesome.
That would be fun.
I love these comments, and the poster names are getting next level here.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of new poster names that are awesome. Vishnu Ace, Earl Jackson, Native Queen, and a lot of brand new posters who are looking pretty awesome to me. A lot of commenters. So
there's a lot of talk too about how Mrazek is not going to be in goal. Howard will be in net. And,
yes.
So people are liking the over now.
Really?
On that. And
you don't believe in Howard? You don't think Howard is okay in goal?
Don't you think that because of Mrazek's incredible show that Howard will have to step up his game? Mm-hmm. So it might work both ways.
Yeah, I don't know. That's oh wow, Paulo Marquez saying you two are definitely amazing. I'm from Portugal. Portugal is awesome.
Nice,
I'd love to
Paulo.
visit there.
Yeah.
I've seen some travel shows about Portugal. I'm like, oh my God, that place is awesome. Nice women there too. Holy crap.
Speaking of women, there's some Art Mead wants to know how that MILF was.
Oh, we got to wrap it up. We can have a. I mean, it was funny. It was interesting. It was cool. But it's funny. It's just like we'll be on here for another 15 minutes and then it'll be way over. We got to wrap things up. Maybe we'll start having some sort of after show where we can address all these comments more in depth. And because there's so many comments that are great, I would love to just be able to sit here and comment on them and talk about them for another half hour. But we got to wrap it up. So Jim and I have given all our picks. The big news of the day, Jim and I going head to head on the total in the NFL game tonight. And based on the comments in the comments section, I'm on the wrong side. Jim's on the right side. But we shall see. Tune in tomorrow for the Tuesday show.
Thank you.